the morning after pill won't do anything after you've ovulated.
Whoa. Back up.
Did you have that thing where you like go up to the counter and you're like, can I have the morning after pill? And they're like, what? Can you speak louder? And there's like loads of people in the pharmacy. You have to be like, just give me a morning after pill now.
I've only actually got it ever once. First year of uni, captain of the rugby team, and
all right.
the most awkward, embarrassing thing ever. When I was 18, like I had so much shame and stigma around it, and obviously I didn't want to tell anyone.
And I just turned to my dad on Christmas morning and was like, Dad, I'm pregnant.
No!
You ruined Christmas! I ruined Christmas and I ruined my dad's wedding.
I'm really exposing myself today. You know how sometimes you just get like a clump of hair pulling out your bum?
This podcast is for general information and discussion only.
We're both doctors.
But we're not your doctors.
And this podcast does not replace personal medical advice.
If you have any concerns about your health or anything else we talk about, please speak to a qualified healthcare professional.
Content may include sensitive topics, so listen in a safe space that feels right for you. Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Taboo Topics. Today we've got a really fun and exciting one which we love talking about.
Yeah.
It's all about emergency contraception.
Yes.
We have got sharing our own personal stories about pregnancy scares and emergency contraception as well, which is absolutely hilarious.
Some really funny ones there.
Some really good ones.
You do not want to miss.
And then we're also talking about the different types of emergency contraception, the side effects when you'd use them, and talking about pregnancy tests and all that. So I think we're a really useful one that we all experience. So yeah. Can't wait for you to listen.
And just a little bit of a trigger warning as well. We are going to be talking about pregnancy scares, pregnancy, emergency contraception, sexually transmitted infections. So if that's a difficult topic for you, then feel free to skip this one.
Before these podcast episodes, I'm like, I get really like conscious of what I'm looking like. Suddenly I'm very stressed. Like what I realize every time we recorded that the night before, I'm doing like a whole like, you know, like what you do before a first date?
Yeah.
Or before going on a big date night.
Yeah.
Like you're doing a full body.
Are you?
That's why
your legs are so smooth. I haven't shaved my legs for winter.
What do you mean?
They're lovely and long.
I feel like there's two types of girls. Like there's ones who like literally like when it comes to winter hibernate, no hair, or there's the others who are literally just all year round situation.
Are you an all year round situation?
No, I'm actually very low maintenance when it comes to leg hair. I mean, they look very shiny actually.
They do look shiny.
I'm quite concerned how shiny they look. Like if I've got poor circulation in my legs now. But it's more that I know I used to epilate my legs, and now I've just got no leg hair. So like
it's actually lasted. I used to epilate my legs.
Not forever. Like I obviously do shave, but like it just lasts quite a long time.
That's good.
Yeah. Thank you to my mum for making me epilate my legs.
Yeah, my mum wouldn't let me shave my legs when I was younger. And I remember going to PE, I was probably like 13, and being like, oh, my legs are really hairy. And then she was like, fine, you can wax or epilate. So I got an epilator.
Yeah, but it was painful.
So painful.
How do you use it when you're older?
Yeah, and I use it on my boyfriend's back sometimes before we go on holiday.
You mean a fiance?
My fiance. And that's the only time that comes out now. But that epilator is honestly about 20 years old, and there's probably ones that hurt less. He wants it. I'm not forcing this on him. You're like, poor Harry. He asks me to do it. Poor me. Poor me.
He's forcing you just to sit there going.
It takes so long.
That's the thing.
It's like individual hair by individual hair.
No, that's literally how an epilator works, and it just pulls it out. It's like little tweezers.
So painful.
Like, why did my mum do
your
that?
bikini line or your armpit?
No. Whoa.
No, do not recommend. Bikini line, fine. Painful.
No,
armpit, can I just tell you? Worst idea I've ever had. So I was going on holiday with my family. I was about 17 at the time. And I was like, okay, I'm going to epilate my armpits so I don't have any hair for the whole holiday. What actually happened was my armpits bled, scabbed over, looked like I had really bushy black hair under there.
I genuinely think like using them on your bikini line 10 times worse.
Yeah, really painful. But I've never had that issue. Do not do the armpit.
I'm sorry, but why would you get an epilator and put it near your vagina?
I'm sure a lot of people do that. Have you not been for a wax?
I don't think I've ever waxed my vagina. I'm not going to lie. Sorry. Vulva? That vagina's not the correct term.
Vulva, my girl. Yeah.
My vulva.
And that anatomically correct term, vulva. Yeah.
But for facts, I'm still going to call it my vagina. But I would never put an epilator down there. I think I have done my armpits before, but the thought of like anything, no.
It's really sensitive. People who go for regular waxes, like kudos to you, because there's a particular area that the pain, it just hits different. It's kind of the lower you get before you get to the labia, the like hit just at the very top. I don't know if anyone else ever had that. Well, there's all men.
She's asking that to a room full of men.
And Charlie, who's just like, do not look at me in the eye. But honestly, I'm sure people listening to this will understand. Pain like no other.
And this is just genuinely like stuff that girls have to think about. I wonder whether many men actually know what an epilator is.
Yeah, don't know. Survey? One out of three.
One out of three.
A third of men in the studio.
From our study,
no,
only a third of men know what an epilator
Luke's so proud of himself for being that 1/3.
Anywho, thank you all so much for listening, guys. Thank you for clicking onto our podcast. Today is a topic that we love.
We love it.
Talking about anything sex related.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do sexual health as a specialty. I'm currently doing internal medicine in the hospital, but like the long-term goal is sexual health. That is my passion. And this topic today falls right into that. It is emergency contraception. Let's get it.
I love that you've literally just like found something you're super passionate about, and like I just love it from a personal hobby point of view.
Yes, but sadly, what this podcast is going to survive on. Your personal hobby,
my personal hobby,
dating.
No, I haven't had any new dates this week. I've been slacking, guys. Like, I'm actually trying to book in a date
before
week.
we record. Yeah, it's going to get a bit dry and boring if you don't.
Oh, well, I need to get back on the dating apps. I need to like get swiping on Bumble again. I need to like, need to lock in. But
need to lock in.
It's a full-time job. I swear, I wonder whether there is an actual like Bumble algorithm, because
you probably get like a Bumble AI or like a dating app AI where it can swipe for you.
Yeah. Do you need to pay someone to do that for me?
How much money you got?
I have not. The podcast ain't doing that well so far. Like, but no, I know you can like pay for like Bumble Premium or like Bumble, what's it called? Like, I don't know, added extras, can't you? So you can actually like get more features. But I don't know if you then get more swipes. I don't know. But
I
anyway,
imagine that you do.
I need to like lock in, get swiping,
get on some dates.
I need to go on some dates so that we can bring some goss back to the podcast. But we haven't got any of that today.
But what we do have is some tales, some trials and tribulations of our own experiences with pregnancy scares, emergency contraception, all of that. Have you ever had to go and get the morning after pill? We're going to kind of debunk that name, but have you ever had to go and get it?
Yes. I'm sure everyone's going, well, of course, Becca's done it before. No, to be fair, I've only actually got it ever once.
Yeah.
Classic first year of uni with captain of the rugby team.
Ooh, all right.
I had a bit of a night in first year of uni, and then I had to go get it the next day. And like annoyingly, he did not want to come with me and get it. I
hate that.
I know.
He should go and get it for you.
Well, they're not allowed to.
Yeah, I know,
they?
but like in theory, he should want to.
He should want to come with me. But yeah, went and got it one time, and oh my god, like it was just the most awkward, embarrassing thing ever. When I was 18, like I know it was only a first year medic, like I had so much shame and stigma around it, and obviously I didn't want to tell anyone.
Yeah,
and I didn't even know if I needed it. I was like, I have to get
horrible.
I thought I had to get like the hour. Like straight away afterwards, like literally penis came out of me. I was like, oh my god, I need to go and get it now. Otherwise I'm gonna be pregnant. And there's just so many things going on. So
to be fair, getting it as soon as possible is a good thing.
I know, but like I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, so only happened once, and I'm really glad I've never been in this situation.
What was your experience? Did you get it from a pharmacy or a clinic, or where did you go?
It was like a 24-hour pharmacy. Like literally in Sheffield, like one of the ones you probably know the exact pharmacy.
Is it that one that's like off Broom Hill going up towards what was our halls called?
What's it called?
Endcliffe.
Literally.
Like that, I know the one you mean. Yeah.
I love that you know the exact pharmacy I went to.
But you said first year, I'm like, it had to be that one.
Yeah, no, so that's where I went. And it wasn't a horrific experience, but just shameful. But
did you have that thing where you like go up to the counter and you're like, can I have the morning after? And they're like, what? Can you speak louder? And there's like loads of people in the pharmacy. And you have to be like, just give me a morning after now. And
it's such a teeny tiny one as well. And also like where we lived, like Sheffield's such a student.
Yeah, especially that pharmacy. Like,
yeah,
that's what I mean. It's the pharmacy you go to if you need anything, because it's the one near halls.
Exactly. So you go in there and you're probably the person next to you is going to be a student at Sheffield as well. They probably know who you are, and it's just like not that I'll say it's a bean knock or anything.
They probably know who I am.
They probably know who I am. No, because I remember when like whenever I used to buy pregnancy tests as well, like the way that I would like smuggle them in my coat, like popping out the pharmacy because I didn't want anyone to see me. Was just gonna bound to bump into someone in Sheffield.
Yeah,
but
you
like
are.
I feel like the same as like now that I live in like Southwest London, like I feel like everyone knows everyone. I'm like, God forbid I have to go get the morning after pill or a pregnancy test because someone would see me and like, if anyone knows me, like even though it's not embarrassing, but anyway, another story. What about you?
What about you?
Enough talking about me, okay? What about you?
Yeah,
Any
I've had,
pregnancy scares, emergency contraception situations? Tell me more.
One pregnancy scare that comes to mind was when I was about 23. And it was my dad.
20 years ago for you then.
Yeah, a good decade or two ago. I was on holiday with my family. My dad was getting married.
Oh.
So it was supposed to be a really, lovely trip for him.
Where was that?
We were going to Mozambique and we were in a really rural place.
Okay.
And I remember I just started dating my current fiance and my brother.
Wait, you've been together that long now?
Yeah.
Wait, how many years have you been together?
8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
And I can barely get a bloody second date.
It's fine, babes. We'll get there.
We're manifesting, guys.
We're manifesting. But I'd literally just started dating him. And my brother was, at the time, 16. So, like, prime annoying boy. And he managed to find out the name of my boyfriend and the full name. And he wouldn't stop repeating it. And as you know, it's got quite like a ring to it. And he just kept saying his full name constantly. It was so annoying. Anyway, then we're on like day 2 of the holiday.
Yeah.
And at this point, my period is 4 days late.
Uh-oh.
It's Christmas Eve.
No.
Christmas Eve. And I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm having a Christmas baby. Like, I'm going to be
You're 4 days late. You're fine, okay?
No, I was freaking out. No, because my periods are like clockwork. Like every 28 days, my period would come. So this was like out of character.
Your first ever like late period.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then, 4 days is a long time then.
It's a long time.
Also, when you think you're pregnant, like once you get that in your head, you're pregnant.
You're pregnant.
You're pregnant.
Yeah, you've got morning sickness, you've got breast tenderness, you're having all the symptoms. They're there.
Suddenly you got a massive bump. You're like,
Then I woke up on Christmas Day. I did not sleep that night, okay? I was like, oh my God, this is awful. No. And because we're in a really rural place, there's like nowhere that we could go. There was no like local shop, pharmacy or anything like that for me to pick up a test. And my sister was flying in from South Africa like a couple of days late. So she wasn't there yet. I was messaging her like, and the Wi-Fi was quite weak as well. So I was like, I don't know if this message is going to reach. I was like, you need to get me a pregnancy test now. And
what?
she's, yeah.
How old was your sister at this point?
She was 18.
Okay, so she knew about this
She knew about this situation. So then she was like, okay, I'll get you one. My period still hadn't come. It was Christmas morning. And I just remember being on the beach, really sleep deprived, looking out at the sea, feeling really existential. And my dad was next to me. And I just turned to my dad on Christmas morning and was like, Dad, I'm pregnant.
No! No! You ruined Christmas!
I ruined Christmas and I ruined my dad's wedding.
Wait, when was he getting married?
He was getting married a few days later.
Oh!
So then
Amber!
He's like, oh. He's like, right, okay, it's fine. He's like, it's okay, you don't need to worry. Like, he was so sweet about it. He was like, if you want to keep the baby, I will sell my house. I was like, that's really sweet. He was like, if you need money, like, I was like, Dad, that's so sweet, but like, we need somewhere to live. No, he was so sweet. And then he was like, so you've done a test, yeah? I was like, no. He was like, what? He was like, you need to do a test. Like, you can't just tell me you're pregnant on Christmas Day and you haven't even done a test.
He's already sold his house and you haven't fucking done a test.
So then I was like, fine. I was like, my sister's going to bring a test. He was like, cool. Then she arrived the next day and she like had it, but I was so scared to do it. So my dad, he was really relaxed and seemed really like chilled. But then he was like to me, have you done the test yet? And I was like, no. He was like, go and do the test now. I was like, okay. I was like,
is this still Christmas Day?
This is now Boxing Day.
Oh my God. So he had 24 hours of hell. He was like, I'm going to be a granddaddy. Like, oh my God, I'm going to sell my house.
Yeah. Anyway, did the test. It was negative. God. So that was a bit of fun for us all. Then my period came.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When did your period come?
That day.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. I feel like we've all had stories like that though, when we all thought we were pregnant. Like the amount of times I've convinced myself I'm pregnant. Like I've only had to take the morning after pill like this once, but like even though when I've been on regular contraception, I always think I'm pregnant. If I'm slightly bloated, I'm like, must be because I'm pregnant. God forbid that I'm bloated. But then like the amount of times that I would like go buy pregnancy tests in Sheffield, like was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, there's one time that I thought I was pregnant so much in medical school. I just thought I was pregnant at any single stage.
Anytime. Yeah, it is
like
scary.
When I first lost my virginity, the only time I lost my virginity.
Yes.
When I lost my virginity, I actually went to my GP to get a pregnancy test.
Oh,
like I went to
that GP must have been like, sweet girl.
No, because it was like my family doctor.
Oh God. The one that's seen you from when you were like 3 and you're like, I lost my virginity.
So I wanted at 15 years old.
All the updates.
I literally like we went in and I was like, I think I'm pregnant. He was like, have you done a test? And he was judging me so hard.
I hate that so much.
I mean, I did walk in at 15 and being like, yeah, like
there's no judgment though. There should not be any judgment.
I know, but this is my family doctor. But anyway, that's a whole other story. I'm glad I have regular contraception now.
Yes.
And I haven't had a pregnancy scare in a long time.
Great
to go.
Yeah. But for those of you that have or that might have in the future and you want to know more about emergency contraception, we're going to be breaking down everything today. What are the different types? When should you be taking it? When can you do a pregnancy test? Because you can't do one the day after you have sex. That is not reliable. I've definitely done that in my time. So we're going to be breaking all of that down today.
Yes. And I think it's important to differentiate emergency contraception with contraception as well. So contraception is what we're on regularly, and that's what we're both on it now. And emergency contraception is when you have an episode of unprotected sexual intercourse.
Yes.
If you don't want to
get pregnant,
if you don't want to get pregnant or you want to reduce your chance of pregnancy, you would then go get emergency contraception.
Yes.
So as our resident sexual health doctor in the
house.
Right, please break it down for us.
Okay, so there's 3 options when it comes to emergency contraception. So there are 2 types of pill.
Okay.
And then there's also the emergency coil.
Okay, cool.
So the 2 types of pill, commonly known as the morning after pill.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to take it the morning after.
Yeah.
The sooner you take the morning after pill, the better. The first pill I'm going to talk about is Levonorgestrel.
Okay.
So that works up to 72 hours after unprotected sex.
Okay.
And it works by delaying ovulation.
Okay.
So both of the pills that you can take as emergency contraception work in that way. So it stops you from releasing an egg. If you don't release an egg, there's no egg to be fertilized by the sperm. You can't get pregnant. Great.
Woo.
However,
oh no.
If you have released an egg,
okay,
these pills do nothing. They do nothing. The morning after pill won't do anything after you've ovulated.
Whoa, back up.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Like, I'm a fully fledged doctor here. Like, why do I not know this? Why is that not spoken up more?
Yeah. So
I don't remember ever having that when I took the morning after pill, or like, that wasn't really like a common thing known by people. People don't talk about that.
I think the thing is we don't want to scaremonger people into thinking, okay, well, it probably won't work, so I'm not going to get it, because we don't know exactly when you've ovulated ultimately. And so the average cycle lasts 28 days and you will ovulate halfway through that cycle at around day 14. Okay. However, a lot of people do not have a regular 28-day cycle and we don't know exactly when you've ovulated. So we do a little bit of calculating.
It's maths.
A little bit of maths. It's helpful if you have like, a tracking app or something and you've been tracking your periods regularly and it tells you your average cycle length is 30 days or whatever. Because then we can estimate, we usually subtract 14 from 30 and we'd estimate, okay, you've probably ovulated around day 16. And if you're on day 20 of your cycle, chances are you've already released an egg. Chances are the morning after pill is not going to do anything, but we don't exactly know. So you could still have it, but it just gives us a bit more of an idea of what we're working with because there are other options.
We are here to break the stigma,
but we need your help. Please click that subscribe button.
It literally takes 2 seconds.
Have you done it yet?
Now back to the episode. And this one, I actually do love tracking apps for this whole situation as well. Like just to know when you've ovulated. It's just tracking apps really help you understand your body and your cycle as well. And I do love tracking apps for that.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be like, when am I ovulating? And it's just good to know that about your body too.
It is. And it's nice to be like, oh, okay, I think my period's going to be coming at this point. You can kind of plan if you're going on holiday, whatever. So it is good. So yeah, that's how both of the morning after pills work. So we've got Levonorgestrel, which you can take up to 72 hours after unprotected sex. And we've also got ulipristal acetate. Oh. The brand name is EllaOne.
Okay, I can say that easier.
Yeah, EllaOne. And that one works for up to 5 days after unprotected sex.
Okay, so much better.
So you've got a bit more leeway. EllaOne is also a little bit more effective as well. However, there are some medical conditions that you can't use EllaOne with. And you also can't start some regular contraceptive pills straight after having EllaOne, whereas with Levonorgestrel, you can take it and then you can immediately start on contraception. So if you're someone that thinks, oh, I'm already at the sexual health clinic, I'm going to be having more sex, I just want to get on contraception, that's quite a good option. In terms of like contraindications or reasons why you definitely shouldn't have some of these, I would want you to go and have a chat with your doctor face to face, because everyone's different and you do need to have an assessment for these. A doctor, a nurse or a pharmacist, whoever's going to be prescribing it for you.
If I'm not using the pills, what else can I use instead then? Okay,
so if you're not going to have a pill, the other option is the emergency copper coil.
Okay.
And this, in my mind, is the holy grail of emergency contraceptions. And I actually do have a model of a coil. This is a different, this isn't a copper coil. I'm sorry I couldn't get that. But it is a different type of coil that looks very similar.
Here's one she bought earlier.
Here's one I bought earlier.
So that's the Marina coil.
So this is this is one of the hormonal coils.
So I've got the Marina coil in. I've got all of that in me right now.
You got one that it will look very much like this, yeah. So we'll get it out.
Oh, it's much smaller. Can we do a little zoom in?
Oh, spread your wings, girl.
Why
spread
is it like Shrek?
Hello.
So this is a coil, and then this is what you can put in straight away after if you have an oopsie.
Yeah. So it won't look exactly like this, but it will look very similar. And essentially, it works. This is the most effective type of emergency contraception, the copper coil.
And how long is that effective for? Like, how long can I wait before I get that in?
So the great thing about the copper coil as emergency contraception is you can have it put in at any time of your cycle.
Oh, amazing.
So even if you've ovulated, it will still be effective.
Oh, amazing. Okay, okay, great.
So that's the good thing about it. Whereas with the pills, if you've already ovulated, they won't do anything. So with the copper coil, the way that it works is it's toxic to sperm, so it will kill the sperm and kill sperm.
I love it when they say it's an inhospitable environment for the sperm. I'm like, yes, we are anti-sperm in this area.
Yes, we are.
I love that.
So that's great. But it also stops implantation of a fertilized egg. So it basically like sits there and it's like, no, you're not going to be implanting, you're not staying here, which is why it can happen after ovulation. And that's why you can have this put in up to 5 days after unprotected sex, even if you've ovulated.
Okay. And so then what are the contraindications or the side effects potentially of having this in compared to like the pill?
Yeah. So with the pill, common side effects would include nausea, vomiting. If you vomit, by the way, after you've taken it, in the first few hours after you've taken it, you will need to go and get another one because you might have brought it up and it won't work.
Yeah.
You can get some tummy upset, headaches, breast tenderness. Those are some of the more common side effects.
I know, like I've had friends who've like taken the pill and then for ages afterwards they just don't feel right. It actually like mucks up their whole cycle. They just feel like really hormonally imbalanced and it just makes them feel rough.
Yeah.
Which is like the last thing because obviously it's something which is messing technically with your hormones.
It's delaying ovulation by giving you some hormone. And by delaying ovulation, it can delay when your next period comes as well. So that's also something to bear in mind. Your period might be late and it might not be because you're pregnant. It might be because you've taken the pill.
Yeah. Okay.
With the coil, obviously it is a procedure to have it put in. And that is something to bear in mind. And there are risks associated with any procedure, but we do things to minimize these risks. The person putting it in will be a experienced trained nurse or doctor. And so in terms of actually the risk of having it put in, you can have bleeding, that's quite common to have afterwards. Pain, again, relatively common. And we say, you know, take some paracetamol, ibuprofen if you can have that before the procedure. Infection. So again, if you are at risk of sexually transmitted infections and things like that, we would usually just test for that while you're there. Ideally, we would have the results back before we put it in. But in these situations, we don't have time for that, and we can treat it afterwards if you do have anything. There's a very small risk of perforation, which is where... Yeah, which is where the coil would go through the uterus lining and it could end up in a place that you don't want it. That risk is very small. That risk is very small. So. Yeah. And then there's also things like expulsion. So it comes out.
Comes out. Okay.
Yeah. But the great thing about the coil is that if it works for you as a long-term contraception, you can just leave it in. So you can have it put in as an emergency contraception to prevent you getting pregnant. And then it can actually stay there for up to 10 years if it works for you as a contraceptive option.
But with the emergency contraceptive pills, you'd have to have the pill and then choose a different contraception to have long-term as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so the IUD is actually really good for that.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, the copper coil has its pros and cons. And one of the things that is great for some people is that it doesn't have any hormone in it. And some people, you know, get really bad hormonal side effects. They can have mood swings, they can have bad acne. You know, there's a whole host of things that I'm sure a lot of people listening to this podcast will have experienced with hormonal contraception. So the copper coil is great because it doesn't have any hormone in it. One of the downsides, and something that wouldn't work for me personally, is that it can increase your period pain and it can make your periods much heavier. So I struggled really badly with period pain.
On the copper coil?
No, just in general. Okay. So it wouldn't be an option I'd go for with it making period pains worse.
You just don't want that.
Yeah, I just don't want that. But actually it works. I know people that have it and they love it. So it's just about working out what's best for you. And you don't have to keep it in as long-term contraception. You can just have it put in and then take it out later. But it's just something worth bearing in mind.
Yeah, I feel like with IUDs, like people are so hit and miss with it. People can have like really bad experiences, and then like whether it's a perforation or infection or expulsion, and people get sworn off it for life.
Yeah.
Or other people like me, like I've had my merino coil now. I'm on my second one. This is like my year 9 or 10 with it, and I have the best.
That's too long.
No, it's my second coil.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm just like,
you can have it.
You need to have that removed.
No, I had it removed, and then I had a new one put back in. And I've had the best experience with it. Whereas I think but with coils, I think because it is something in your body permanently, people get scared about it.
Yeah.
I actually had such a fun experience when I got my coil changed last year. And I don't know if I've told you this before, but what happened when I got my coil changed. So imagine I go to the sexual health clinic. So this is where you can kind of get like coils put in, and you can get emergency contraception and stuff there as well. But so I booked an appointment and took my coil out. And bear in mind, you're literally there. I'm not going to do it because I've got a skirt on, but your legs spread.
Yeah.
And you're in a vulnerable position.
You are. Like, your legs on stirrups.
My legs on stirrups. I'm naked from the waist down.
The things that us women have to go through. Honestly, I see like patients in the clinic and they've never come before, and they just take one look at the bed and they're like, oh my God. And the guys that don't have to put their legs in the stirrups, they're like, I'm glad I don't have to do that. I'm like, all right.
But we do.
Yeah.
So I'm lying there like half naked, legs spread. She then pulls out my coil. It's just a little gets it out.
Yeah.
And then she went, ooh. Sorry. Excuse me.
What do you mean?
Don't look down at my vagina and go,
ooh.
Never had that response before.
Yeah, that's not great.
And she pulled it out. She was like, oh, this is interesting. I was like, please.
I do not want things to be interesting. No. I want things to be smooth and boring.
Exactly. Like, you never want to be that interesting medical case.
No.
She was like, oh, it's just like your coil. And I was like, oh, well, can I have a look? And basically, so when you have a coil put in, you have the bit which kind of sits. We can get the diagram out. That sits in it. And then you have the threads. So your cervix will surround the bit between the plastic and the threads. And then the threads are coming out. And you're meant to check for the threads to make sure that they're still there.
What do you mean your cervix will surround it?
As in like the entrance of the cervix.
As if, so this is in the uterus and then the strings are going through the cervix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the strings will come out the cervix.
Yeah.
And then so you're meant to feel for the strings to check that it's still there. Basically, what had happened is that my coil strings had all wrapped up, and then basically, this is so bad.
I'm trying to do it.
I had a like a furball of hair.
How long have that been there?
Well, I've had that coil in. Wait,
no, where was the furball? Where?
It was attached to the coil threads.
Okay, so it wasn't.
No, so imagine like at the end of the thread that was sticking out.
Oh, okay.
And then the threads then I had this fur ball of hairs.
How many?
Well, it was like a ball like that big. So I've had that coil in for probably like, it was like 8 years at the time. So imagine how many people I'd slept with. And in my head, it was just a pube from every single man I had slept with, all collating into this fur ball. And they were all just sitting there. And I was like, that has been there for 8 years. It was the most horrific thing ever. I was just looking at it and I just seeing a wave of all my past boyfriends.
Oh, God.
Like,
Were they different colours?
No, I didn't look that closely, babes. I'm sorry. Anyway, hopefully that doesn't happen to anyone else.
Oh, God.
I'm not sure. I've never heard anyone else talk about that. I don't know if it's a common thing. She obviously seems surprised.
I think it probably is relatively common, like that things just go up there. But I don't know how long that would have been there because you've got discharge and stuff coming through that would take it out. It might have just been there from like recently when you popped a tampon in or something.
Yeah, because you know how like I'm really exposing myself today. You know how sometimes you just get like a clump of hair pulling out your bum.
What? Wait. What do you mean a clump of hair? Sometimes I'll get one hair that like, you know, you're drying yourself after the shower and you're like, oh.
No, this is what I mean. Though.
Okay.
You know, like after you've washed your hair.
Yeah.
And a hair will fall out your hair and get caught in your bum. And then sometimes later you just go, whoop.
Yeah.
This is how I'm imagining it. But then it gets stuck on my core.
But then it goes.
God, you made me feel alone then. You made me feel like this is a unique experience. And like,
wait, do you mean the
getting bum hair?
Oh no, I get that.
Okay, thank God.
When you said a clump of hair in your arsehole or something, I was like, what?
Oh God.
Hot and sweaty.
It's hot in here now, isn't it? Anyway, where were we with the story?
I don't know.
We were talking about emergency contraception, but there's so many pros and cons with getting the IUD in.
Yeah.
That was my experience of having the IUD.
Yes.
But okay, let's do a bit of role play now.
Okay, great.
So hi.
Wait, who am I? Who are you?
You can be the sexual health doctor.
Okay, great.
I can be the person who has sex.
Okay, cool.
But let's so that we can run through the situations. What's good?
Yes.
For me. Okay, so imagine me. Hey, I'm Becky.
Oh, Becky.
Becky.
Hey, Becky.
This is
Hi.
my alter ego.
Lovely.
So you're gonna be like, where are we gonna be, in a pharmacy or?
No, let's be in the sexual health clinic.
Sexual health clinic.
Let me be at home.
Okay, we're in the sexual health clinic. Go.
Hi, my name's Dr. Amber. Did you say it was Becky?
Yeah, hi, I'm Becky.
Hi, Becky. How can I help today?
Yeah, so I actually had sex a couple of days ago after a date.
Yes.
And we didn't use any protection.
Okay, all right. And can I just ask, when was your last period?
Oh, it was about 5 days ago.
It was 5 days ago.
So I finished bleeding 5 days ago.
Okay. And how long is your cycle? Do you use one of the apps where you track your periods?
Yeah, I use one of the apps and it's about every 28 days. It's really regular, actually.
Okay, lovely. So you finished your period 5 days ago. And when did you start your period?
Only lasted about 4 days.
Okay. So we're on about day 9 of your cycle.
Okay, how have you worked that out? Because I never know how to work them out.
So day 1 is the first day of your period.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. It's maybe more complicated than that. Okay,
Simple.
so then day 1 of my period is the first day I bleed.
Yeah.
Which means I'm 5 days post-bleeding, so I'm on day 9.
You're on day 9. And sorry, did you say that your cycles are usually around 28 days?
28 days, yeah.
Okay, cool. So
does that mean I ovulate on day 14?
Around there.
Okay, perfect. Right.
Okay. So Becky, was this the first time that you've had sex, unprotected sex, since your period started?
First time having sex since my period started, yes.
Okay, all right. So we have got a few options here. Are you looking to get some emergency contraception today?
Yeah, just because, I didn't use anything, so I feel like I really need something just in case I get pregnant.
I understand, yeah. Okay, so we have got some options. We've got the option of having the morning after pills.
Yeah.
And also of having the emergency coil. How long ago did you actually have the sex?
It was 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Is that what I said?
I don't know, but let's go with it.
We'll go with 2 days.
2 days. Okay, great. This is perfect because we've got all of our options available to us.
Yay!
Okay, so have you thought about what type of emergency contraception you like? Do you know what options we have here?
I just want it to work. I just want it to work. I don't really mind what it is, but I just want it to work now.
All right. So we can either go down the route of taking a pill,
Mm-hmm.
or we can go down the route of having an emergency coil put in.
Okay.
Have you heard of coils before?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, lovely. So in terms of how effective they are, the emergency copper coil is the most effective that you could go for. So if you're happy to have a procedure, we can talk a bit more about all the sort of pros and cons and the potential risks of it. What we could do today is have a look when we've got some slots. If we haven't got any this afternoon, maybe we could book you to come back in tomorrow. I can send you some more information about the procedure. And we could also give you one of the emergency pills today as well, just in case you decide you don't want to go ahead with the procedure. It just gives us a little bit more time to think about things.
Oh, I like that idea. And then if I come in tomorrow for the procedure, can I bring a friend as well, just to, hold my hand?
Yes, of course. You can bring a friend. We'd also recommend taking some paracetamol, some ibuprofen if you can take that before you come in, just to make everything go as smoothly as possible and reduce the discomfort.
Okay, perfect. And then this means I'm not going to get any STIs as well, right?
No. So you do need to do an STI test as well.
Okay.
So you only had sex 2 days ago. It's a little bit soon to test for this episode of sex, but let's have a bit more of a chat about other unprotected sex you might have had, do a deep dive into that and work out whether it's worth doing some testing today and repeating it again in a couple of weeks.
Amazing. And then do I need to do a pregnancy test at any point?
Yes, you do. So we recommend doing a pregnancy test 3 weeks after the unprotected sex or on the first day that your period was due. So there's no point doing a pregnancy test just yet because it will probably be negative, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're not pregnant. But whenever you take any emergency contraception, we always recommend doing a pregnancy test because there's no one that's 100% effective.
Okay, that's so useful to know. And then what happens? Say this boy wants to see me again and I want to see him again and we end up having some more sex. Is it worth going on some regular contraception as well? Or should we just keep popping back and doing the emergency?
So I would recommend going on some regular contraception because you can come back again to have emergency contraception if you need it. But as I say, it's not 100% effective and the morning after pills only work before you've ovulated. So it might be later in your cycle and they might not actually do anything.
Okay, good.
So let's talk about all the other contraceptions and maybe we can get you on that today as well.
Woo! Woo! God, I would love you to be my doctor. I feel like you really explained that so well and I feel like hopefully people are really clued up listening to that if they are in an emergency contraceptive situation, they know that what their options are now.
Yeah. And the other thing, thanks by the way, that's really sweet. You're a really good doctor too.
I love that you're
Thank you so much. Let's move on.
Compliment me as a doctor as well. Okay.
You're an amazing doctor. We've done a Ozempic. You were incredible in that.
Thank you so much. I'm a really good doctor, guys. You hear that?
You hear that? Yeah. So I was going to say as well where you can actually get emergency contraception from.
Oh, yeah. And also, isn't it free now?
Yeah.
I swear I used to pay like £20.
Yeah, it was really expensive. So you can get it for free in so many pharmacies in the UK now.
Amazing.
Whereas before you did have to pay in some of them, especially if you're over the age of 25. But you've always been able to get it free from sexual health clinics and your GP surgery. Obviously, you will have to pay for your prescription if you pay for prescriptions. But sexual health clinics, it's free. So come and see us at the clinic, go to a walk-in clinic, because time is of the essence. The sooner you take the morning after pill, the better. And yeah, you can get it for free in loads of pharmacies, which is great.
That's actually so amazing. That's something that I feel like the UK government has done well at.
Yeah, really good.
Do it now. Amazing. Perfect. Well, I feel like we've covered everything when it comes to emergency contraception.
I think so, yeah.
If you guys do need more information, obviously again in the bio, we'll put loads of links to clinics and papers and all that kind of jazz. You can get some more information or any support groups and all that kind of stuff as well.
All right, my honeybee. It was
my honeybee.
Lovely hearing about your bum hair and your coil fluff.
Honestly, I'm just never going to have a man come near me if they ever listen to this podcast.
They are barred, honestly. You need to stop telling people about it on the date.
I know, but that's the thing. As soon as people are like, what do you do for a job? I'm like, I'm on social media and I do a podcast. They're gonna, if they listen to it, then don't
say the podcast.
Don't say the podcast
for now.
But we also need to educate the men. The men need to know about emergency contraception as well.
That's so true. You can educate them. They can just not hear the date bit.
Oh, I know. I will make sure that I get some good, juicy dating stories. It's really good now because now any date that I go on, I don't really care if it's good or bad because either way, it's good content.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I love hearing these
actually get a
stories.
boyfriend, that's actually probably not productive for the interesting date
Yeah,
stories.
you're not allowed.
I know. Anyway, well, it's lovely to see you.
Lovely to see
We'll
you.
see you next week for
Yes.
another episode of Taboo Topics. Also, guys, if you did enjoy this episode, or if you didn't, please click subscribe on the YouTube button.
And if you're listening on Spotify, click the bell.
And if you're listening on Apple Music, give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It means so much to us, and it really, really helps with the growth of the podcast as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.